hardwood turning in the stable studio. In this little video we're going to do a small dish from a piece of ash. Starts off at 8 inches by 2 inches. I've already pre-drilled it for a woodworm screw, so let's just pop the woodworm screw into the chuck. The important thing about putting a woodworm screw into the chuck is that it needs to be pulled forward, so as it's forward on the jaws and not pushed backwards, so that when you tighten it it'll actually maybe pull forward. So pull it forward a little bit, make sure it's nice and tight, and then we can screw on our piece of wood. So basically I just get it started by turning the chuck or the handle on the end of the spindle, and once I get it started I then put in the spindle lock and tighten it up. Now you might notice that it wobbles a little bit. But as it comes up to the jaws, it actually starts to lock onto the face of the jaws, and that will bring it back to kind of square again. Just tighten it up enough so as the woodworm screw is biting, but don't over tighten it or you could easily pull the threads back out again. So we'll just run this up now and turn the speed down low, turn it up and see what speed we can manage here. And we get up to about 700 revs, which is comfortable for turning this size of a piece of wood. So I'll just slow this back down again a little bit. I just want to explain about the measuring of the mortise with the calipers. What I'm trying to show here is that you need to make sure that your left point is the only one that's engaged. The tool rest should be set just slightly on centre or just above centre, so as the point of the tip is trailing and not going up the way, obviously. And once it's done, you can just measure it there, and I just point out again that it is the right tip that's off the wood at all times. That's just a little safety point, just to make sure that you don't get yourself into trouble and have a pair of dividers flying across your workshop.
We're all the days is yet to come. Too many times has come to pass. Too many moments put aside. Getting out alive.
So that's the bowl, the outside of the bowl turned and sanded up to 400, and now we're going to start the burning process. I heavily burnt this. I used my MAP gas cylinder, and I heavily burnt this. So you just got to be careful here, guys. Make sure that your workshop is nice and clean and tidy. All your shavings is kind of brushed up and put out the way, and that you have a fire extinguisher handy in your workshop, just in case. Well, that's the exciting bit done. Now the cleaning up bit. So once it cooled, I left it for a few minutes to let it cool down a little bit, and now I'm using a soft wire brush just to brush out the grain. The important bit here is that the soft grain, so the fast summer growth, if you like, burns deeper and harder than the sort of thin, harder winter growth on the tree ring. So you actually get a nice bit of grain pattern developing, a lot of texture as well. But I didn't really want a whole lot of texture, so I sanded this back again, just lightly back to 400, just to take some of the black off it. I don't want it just quite as black as it turned out. Just a quick point to note that adding sanding sealer after you've burnt the piece of wood, it will soak in a whole lot more than it would under normal circumstances. So just take your time. Although this is speeded up 4 times, it did take me a little bit of time to get it to a place where I felt that it was sufficiently sealed, and give it plenty of time to dry as well. So that's the sanding sealing finished, and now I just wanted to clean out, not remake, but clean out the mortise on the back, because that's where I put my maker's mark, and I wanted just clean timber in there as opposed to the burnt finish. Now the last part of the process on the outside of the bowl is to apply some gold embellishing wax from Hampshire Sheen. So the plan here is to apply a liberal coating of the embellishing wax while the lathe is kind of stationary, and then once you've got it on, turn the lathe on. I run the lathe about 600 or 700 revs and just buffed it in.
Gotta find a way.
That's almost the outside of the bowl done then, apart from the fact we've got a small inclusion there that we've got some embellishing wax in. So to clear that, we just use our air gun and give it a bit of a blast out and wipe off any excess. And that's the bowl finished basically, so we'll get it reverse mounted in the chuck and we'll crack on with getting the inside turned out.
Everybody, let's just roll that dice, my darling. Ooh, ooh. You say you need my love, but you just ain't getting through. Please come around, knock on my door. Tell me something never heard before. 'Cause sweet talking me and giving me love, you'll just see me roll my eyes. So my darling, ooh, ooh, ooh. You say you want me back, I say get your head out of the blue. Woo! Hey! Honey, I ain't been your stepping stone, my darling. Oh, oh, oh. I hear you need my love, but it just ain't here no more, no more, no more. Oh, no more for you. Oh, my darling.
So that was the inside hollowed out, guys. I just sped through that. You've all seen hollowing before. The next part of the process then is to start to colour the inside. So I'm going to use some intrinsic colours, two colours, earth and burnt orange. That's the two colours I've used, one after the other, and I kind of lightly sanded between, just to try and help blend them together. And usually the embellishing wax on the inside doesn't produce such as a detailed finish as it does on the outside against the black, but it just leaves the tiniest hint of gold in the grain. Makes it look quite special when you have to look quite hard to see it. So to finish this off, I've used some Hampshire Sheen high gloss, just a light coat on the inside and the outside, because I didn't do the outside earlier, because I knew I could do it from this position on the lathe. So I've done both sides and just buffed it to a high gloss. So that's the piece finished, guys. I just let you have a quick look at it here before we go to the over to the laser to burn the maker's mark in the bottom. So it ends up at 7 3/4 inches in diameter and just over 1 3/4 inches tall. So that's me burning on my Woodart Laser Pro 2. It's quite a quick process for burning this, but it's still, I've speeded it up 4 times there just to get through it for you. There's not a very clear picture, sorry about that guys, but there's the pictures of the finished article. So thank you all for watching, do appreciate you all. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one.